Hey everybody, Daniel Ramsey here with Scale the Podcast. Now, normally I'm interviewing either experts or people who've really grown and scaled the business, or somebody who's like got some amazing skill set that we want to highlight so that you can do what I call, which is R&D, rip off and redistribute. But today is different. We wanted to do a best of, meaning after 300 podcasts, thousands of articles, tons of, just content, pure grow your business, scale your business content. We wanted to compile all of the best of and put out one podcast so that you can grow and scale your business. Check out our best of 2020. What are all the considerations that a person should take when purchasing a property as a short-term rental?
The first one is regulatory, I would say, because like Miami right now, Miami has shut down all bars, restaurants, and vacation rentals, but hotels are open. So you can go to a hotel and share a lobby with a bunch of people and share a pool with a bunch of people, but you can't go rent your own vacation rental. So there are some rules like that are just ridiculous.
So naturally, a referral program will be something that you want to ease in down the line as you start growing your customer base. But as far as the affiliate program, you can launch that immediately because you want to get immediate exposure. And especially if you have access to an affiliate or an influencer that has an audience already, that's what you want to do because you want to get that immediate exposure. So that's really the timing for it.
Well, at each stage, right, you have to keep dealing with you.
You're saying I'm an obstacle? What are you talking about?
the bottleneck is where?
Yeah, me. Yeah,
at the top of the bottle, right?
Yeah.
One of the key barriers you have to overcome is the guy in the mirror or gal in the mirror, and that's a good news, bad news thing, right? Like you have a company or had a company that was perfectly matched to who you were.
Right.
It's really hard to get out there and, conduct 25 phone screening interviews and, conduct 10 in-person interviews and behaviorally assess everybody and then, make that hire. And then, oh, wait a minute, now I got to train them. That gets pretty tricky.
Yeah.
Where with you guys, a lot of the laboring of getting this person up into position is much easier.
If you're not striving for something, right? If you're not trying to progress, it's kind of not a great place to be. So those of us who work in the real estate space, we tend to go from being, a solo agent at some point. Then you think about, I've got more opportunity than I can handle. I need a team, right? And then go through the fits and starts of building a team. And then some people say, you know what, I really like helping people succeed. I'm going to open a brokerage, right? Or they find themselves managing a brokerage, and all of a sudden they have a responsibility to attract even more people, right?
Yep.
All of a sudden their number one job becomes making sure that they've got enough people joining the brokerage for the brokerage to achieve its goals.
I know a lot of us define strengths as the things that we do well, and that's not true. Strengths are the things that not only we do well, but we enjoy. So I would like people to identify that in this process, the marketing process. Once you identify that, you shouldn't automate that. That's usually how it goes, because the thing that you do the best at, the thing that people are like, wow, I really want to work with you. You don't give that. You don't automate that.
Because that's what drives revenue. That's what drives revenue typically.
Absolutely.
We filled the role of our work order specialist.
Okay.
And so we get a lot of phone calls, a lot of incoming text messages, of issues with their property. And just having one person alone, is almost kind of overwhelming. And so we wanted to leverage a little bit and get some help. And so we hired our first virtual professional to assist with that role, answering the phones, text messages, emails, dispatching vendors, calling residents to make sure their issues are getting taken care of.
You start doing things kind of analog style, right? You do it, on your own. You basically go through this kind of, this pattern, and then you realize that, okay, now I've got the system that I'm starting to refine and do. Whether you know it or not, your routine is your system. And then you realize that, well, because it's just you or maybe your spouse or, business partner, there's only so much you can really scale. So you start to then hit this wall where you realize, okay, my work is getting a little sloppy, some delay times in response to support or emails or turnaround of projects. And that's when you really kind of have this like aha moment of, okay, I'm now starting to do the $12 an hour, the $5 an hour tasks.
How often do you self-express? That's how often you shoot video. Which means that all of you this morning, guaranteed, if you told me how your day started from the moment you woke up, you went to the gym, you ate breakfast, you went and got coffee, you took your kids somewhere, you dropped them back off, you got to the office, wherever, I would probably show you, at least any of you on this call, 5 different things you could have live streamed or done a quick little 15-second story or whatever it might have been. You'd be surprised.
Whenever you are training a VA, put it on Zoom, click that record, and just record the whole training you have with them. Copy paste that into a spreadsheet with a training manual. So I have a whole training manual of just conversations I've had with the VAs. Hey, if this happens, this issue, that. And so then the next one, if one leaves or if I need another one, boom, they click that binder, they watch all the videos, and they get 90% of what I've already said in the past.
And as humans, we all want to connect, belong, and matter. But most of us have a little place where we can contribute back to other people.
Yeah.
So if you're a realtor building a business, you're on your own and you're really good at what you do, you're really good at working with buyers, you're really good at building teams or what have you, you don't have a lot of outlets to share that.
Right.
Maybe you're flipping properties on the side or doing Airbnbs on the side. Start a mastermind group around that.
Yeah.
And build your wealth that way. Real estate shouldn't be your one vehicle for earning. It's great for what we call vertical income.
Yep.
But you're in the field, you're seeing deals. You should flip properties, you should be buying properties and holding, you should be learning about syndication. So whatever you're passionate about, I would encourage you to get involved in that.
Every single one of them has, the general framework is the same. I identify what I'm looking for, identify my culture, I start finding candidates, I evaluate candidates, I hire candidates.
Got it.
That process stays the same. However, there's a big difference between, I'm trying to hire salespeople or healthcare workers is a big one right now too, that are in high demand, and I want the best.
Right.
So not only am I evaluating them, but they're evaluating me. So that's something that's another thing that you've got to put in there, where that's the pull.
You want a client, you want more business, then go to the people who are most likely to help you, which is going to be the people who know you, your clients and the people who know you. But here's the other thing on that, is there's an inward rule that we have within 7L. I hope people read it, because the inward rule is we're not going to grow our database outside in. We're not going to take strangers and try to convert them to friends. We're going to take our friends and have them introduce, connect, and refer us to their friends. And this causes this huge mushroom effect of growing and growing from the inside out.
I was just meeting with a client, rushing that particular client. It wasn't a client, it was actually a new prospect that just became a client.
Yep.
So this person was set by a virtual professional. So 15-minute appointment set by a virtual professional. We called that person. We would have never gotten in touch with that person had it not been for the virtual professional setting that particular appointment. Just closed that case about half hour ago, right before the call.
Yeah.
What that will pay me, to give you an example, on that $2 million, it's going to pay me a revenue of about $43,000. Now you think about that. I pay it's about $21,000 per year for a virtual assistant. We have 2. So basically that one client just paid for both virtual assistants.
When I was 23, started my first business, it was home-based. And, Daniel, back then I said, hey, if the president of the United States can work from home, why can't I? And so honestly, my whole life has been, how can I do this from any country? How can I do, and you know, my big thing for doing this had nothing to do with COVID or pandemic or anything. It's just that I love to travel. You know, I want to be in Europe. I want to be in Spain. I want to be in wherever, you know, Costa Rica. I might want to be in Belize. I might want to be in Hawaii for a month. Yep. And so, but how can I do that without it affecting my income? So that was kind of my big why of how I started working.
Okay, hey, Daniel Ramsey here, and thank you for listening to the Best of 2020. This is a podcast where we've compiled everybody that we've really learned from or shared a connection with or had something valuable to share with you, our audience. Listen, the purpose of this podcast is to help you grow and scale. And to that purpose, I want to just invite you to do a free consultation with us here at MyOutDesk. We are in the business of helping CEOs, C-level people, managers, and leaders really find talent so that they can free themselves up, so that they can go and do the most important work, so they can go and grow and scale, build systems, hire talent. And we can take care of all of the stuff in the background, meaning all of your admin, all of your operations stuff, all of your marketing, all of your sales support. This is what we do. And after 13 years, 6,000 clients, people just like you, we are so excited to be rated one of the top virtual assistant companies in the world. And we're offering this consultation completely free. So to get your not only copy of our book, our award-winning, best-selling, crazy book, good book, I put everything, all of my heart and soul in this book. All you have to do to get a book and a free consultation is text MOD, so MyOutDesk, MOD, here it is right here, MOD, and that's what you're gonna be texting to this number, 31996, not only to get a copy of our book, but also to get a consultation where you come down. Now, in our consultation, we're gonna talk about, hey, what are the systems that you have? Who's on your team today? What technology runs your business? And what are some of the gaps that you need to put in place right now to fix so you can grow and scale your company? My name is Daniel Ramsey. I'm the founder and CEO of MyOutDesk, and you're our guest today on Scale the Podcast.